Can you hear the school kids walking past? It's school holidays and I think they've all just been to the park. There's a school just up there, and so it'd be all of the vacation care kids. Too cute. In this video I wanted to just talk about something that I spoke about on a panel last month now, on the Supply Nation at the Supply Nation Connect Knowledge Forum. I was on the Women in Business panel, and the last question from the moderator was, so what's a tip you would give to somebody starting out, or to a woman in business? And what I talked about was probably a couple of things, but the thing that I want to talk about today is critical versus commercial. And so I got this concept. It's not something that I created, but it's something that my husband, who's a visual artist, talks about a lot when he's working with artists and aspiring artists and emerging artists. And he talks about critical work and then commercial work. So your critical work is it's transformational, it's big, it's expensive. So in a visual arts context, it's big, it's expensive, it's cutting edge, it questions, it's got that radicalness about it, it's emancipatory, so it's all those kinds of themes. That's what your critical work is. Now, your critical work may not sell as well because it's new, it's something that people haven't seen before. So what will happen is, I guess the thing is until you, in a business context, if you haven't yet found product market fit, you may not be able to sell that big critical thing. It's the work that you want to do. On the other hand, in a business context, you might have work that is more commercial. And I'm not talking about businesses that are doing, selling toilet paper and stationery and, coffee grounds or something like that. That's not what I'm talking, PPE. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those businesses that are looking to use business as a vehicle to solve/address some big questions. And so what you want to do is, so you may have what you see as a solution to a thing, but you don't have product market fit. You don't quite yet have the customer who can pay. There are people who need what you deliver, but they actually can't pay for it yet. You haven't quite found that who's going to pay for this. You haven't answered that question yet, and in what structure and that kind of thing. So what you do need to do though as a business is you need to have enough commercial work that you can actually keep your business going. So it may take 5 to 10 years before you truly realize your product market fit, your thing for the big thing that you want to do. But in the meantime, you need to keep your business going. So don't be afraid to have an arm of your business, even though you might just be you, still have an element of your business that is commercial, that brings in the money. You get good at delivering it, so the profit margin is better. You may even be able to streamline some of it and process it and get other people to deliver it. So that way you've got your nice, juicy, you have time then to focus on the critical. You have time then to invest back into developing that critical idea. So some of the work that we do, is that nice work. It's big, it's intellectually fulfilling, it's creatively exciting, it's ideologically aligned with where we want to be. But then other work is just, it's good work. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's not the stuff that keeps us up at night. So really have a think about your critical work, your critical goal that you want to pursue, but don't be too disheartened about having to deliver commercial work. The work that is actually going to pay your bills, it's going to bring money into the company. If you don't have money, if you don't have cash, you won't have a business, and it won't, or you might have a business for a little while, but then you'll end up having to go back to work, which is fine too, which is the other thing that you could do. Your commercial work may just be going and getting a job. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about those two ideas. Again, I didn't make it up. It comes from somebody else. I'll put some links in the discussion notes in the video to where it does come from. But I also wanted to say, I did a video earlier in the year about how to get big projects up and how you might do it. Because one of the things that you're doing, so that video will be relevant. I'll put that in the show notes as well. Because one of the things that you may need to do is, you know, if it's taking 5 to 10 years because you've got to do a proof of concept project and run smaller versions of the big thing, you know, you might be doing a theory of change and writing up and doing some research around it and that kind. So that's going to make it take time. So it's kind of, you kind of have to be a bit patient as well. It's frustrating. It's really frustrating. Yeah, I think it's definitely something in our very early days of business back in the mid-90s. Had I known that, I think we may have had a, we would have been able to keep going with what we were doing, but we didn't realize that. We didn't weren't able to then really make that distinction. It was a different world then as well. The mid-90s was a very different time in the world. So yeah, so just have a think about it. Your critical versus commercial, and then is it your dream versus your reality? Like, I don't know, critical, commercial, dream, vision, reality. You know, yeah, it's an interesting. I'd love to hear other people's thoughts on it, and also examples of where you've done that. So yeah. See ya.